scholars. Here it is, Miss Vaseline, and here I am with day 18 and your continuing of learning plan. And this is the math and science. So I'm going to go, as usual, I'm going to go over your assignments for today. So for math, it is to work on some story problems and to make a tower of 5 or 10. And then in science, to design your tower using different materials to hold a dragon or a princess. Ooh, pretty fun stuff today. Your word problem of the day, and this one I'm going to model, and then I'm going to give you some time to do a different one on your own, so just so you're aware of that. So this one I am going to model 2 different ways, and your problem is there were 9 hens in the coop, 7 more hens were put in. How many hens are in the coop? So I want you to work out the problem. So the first thing I'm going to do, as we always do, is to write the number sentence. Now I know it says how many hens are in the coop, so that tells me it's an addition problem. So I'm going to write 9 plus 7 equals. And now I'm going to use a number bond strategy. So I'm going to break up my 7 because I know that 9 is closer to 10. And remember, we don't break the 1 closer to 10. So I'm going to break my 7. And I know I'm going to have to break it into a 1 and a 6. Now that I've broken my 7 into a 1 and a 6, I can now make a 10 using the 9 and the 1. So now I've made a 10 and I've combined those 2 numbers to make 10. So I'm going to say 10. And then I have the remaining 6 from the 7. It's plus 6 to equal 16. So now I'm going to try a different strategy to try to work out the problem, a different way to show a different strategy. And it says to check your answers, which is a good idea. So I'm going to use this strategy of the number line. So I know I'm going to have to rewrite the number sentence. So here's my number sentence rewritten, 9 plus 7 equals. And now I know that I don't need to start with 1 or 0 on my number line because I have the number 9. So I'm going to start with the number 9. And it's going to go to 20. I know my picture covers it up, but it does go to 20. So now I'm going to start at 9, and I'm going to jump forward 7 spots, just like putting 9 in my head and counting forward. So there I go. And then I circle this 16 for my answer for 16. Notice my jump started at the 9, and then I jumped forward 7 spots. Remember, we count the jump, not the spot. So now that I've modeled this, I'm going to give you a different problem, and you're going to work it out. Now, remember, you can use the strategies that I just showed you, or you can use a 10 frame, or you could use drawing it out, you could group it. Think of a way that you could do. You could even do it by using subtraction. Maybe that is easier for you. So there were 7 melons in the garden. 11 more melons were planted. How many melons are in the garden? I'm going to read it one more time for you. There were 7 melons in the garden. 11 more melons were planted. How many melons are in the garden? I'm going to give you a little time to solve this, but if I've moved on and you haven't finished solving, just pause the video and you can always restart it when you're ready. All right, now that I've given you some time, I'm going to move on, but like I said, feel free to stay and work on this just by pausing the video. So now we're going to look at the math towers, and it says to make a math tower of 5 using 5 of the same objects. Can you make a tower of 5 that is shorter, taller? And can you put the 3 towers in order from shortest to tallest? So this is just an idea. This is just to show you an example. You can use whatever you'd like as long as your family approves. So if you notice in the first picture, it's juice boxes, a tower of 5 juice boxes. Next, in the middle picture, I see a tower of 5 juice boxes that is taller than 5 cookies. And then in the last picture, I see the tower of juice boxes is shorter than the 5 rolls of toilet paper. See what you have in your house and see if you can make a tower of 5. Try to make 3 different towers of 5. So notice all the juice boxes are the same. You could have 5 Legos. You could have 5 cups. Whatever you would like to use, as long as your family says it's okay. And then see if you can challenge yourself to make a tower of 10. Record this either by using pictures or drawing and showing me your math. If you come to our Google Meet, you can show it there. We'd love to hear about it. Okay, so now that I've gone over the assignments for math, I'm going to put a check there for story problems. And I'm also going to put a check for the make a tower of 5 and 10 items, since that is also finished. So now we're going to design your tower using different materials to hold a dragon or princess. STEM tower. So this is be creative and make your tower for your princess or dragon. Feel free to use straws, paper, nature, or anything you would like to make your tower. Design a blueprint and then be an engineer and build it. So these are just simple ideas. You do not have to copy these ones, but if you would like, you can. And see what you have in your house to make it. It does not have to be permanent, and see what you can come up with. And then once you're done making your tower, put your hands up in the air, count to 10, and see if your tower can stay. It is okay that if it doesn't, because then you can go back and you can mention that. What do you think you could change to see that if you can count to 10 with your hands in the air that you can build? A blueprint is just a drawing, and that blueprint will help you from start to finish to see what you could change or what you need to change. So now that I've gone over your science, I'm going to put a check there. And now that's the end. So I'm going to see you tomorrow. Enjoy.